With enhanced graphics and seamless world transition, you'll be immersed in the Wizarding world like never before.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What exactly do you mean when you say enhanced graphics?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. So please check it out if you're interested.
Paid is expensive.
$90 for digital and $90 for physical.
You must be at your god.
To be like you're just walking around a model of a Nintendo Switch 2 and you can hear some information about it and how the thing works, and great, an instructional pamphlet, which, instructional pamphlet's something you usually pick up for free on the way out of AAA after they inspect your car, just a little bit of information on what's going on. But if I was walking out of AAA and I got yelled at to pay $10 for it, I'd say, okay, you have it back. I don't need to learn.
Bloodborne 2!
It looks like Bloodborne, but due to international copyright laws, it's not. Still, we should run like it is!
Bloodborne!
Though it isn't.
It was too expensive. I was like, no, maybe I'll just wait. But the games, maybe you can justify the cost of the system with all the shit in the pack and Mario Kart and all that, but $90 games with tax, 100 Nintendo, are you me? And fans of Nintendo are the ones that collect all the physical copies. They're the ones that like to have libraries and libraries like we have downstairs.
There are boardroom executives from gaming companies all over the world popping champagne bottles and celebrating because of what Nintendo has just done. Nintendo exploded the glass ceiling on charging you more money for way less product.
Nintendo, why do you keep doing this to me? You're forcing my hand here. I never wanted to make this video, but here we are. I can already feel the storm brewing. Some of you guys are gonna absolutely roast me for this, but somebody has to speak up. Somebody has to say the uncomfortable truth. And everything I warned you about, all my darkest, most cynical predictions, not only came true, but turned out way worse, way greedier, and way more outrageous than even I expected. All right, let's dive into this mess. At first glance, yeah, the hardware upgrades look cool. 120Hz screen, 4K upscaling, magnetic Joy-Cons. But beneath all that shiny stuff, there's some pretty anti-consumer moves going on. Like, they decided to skip an OLED screen, even though the thing costs $450. It's cheaper for Nintendo, but it means we're stuck with lower contrast ratios. They added some basic stuff, like 2 USB-C ports and active cooling. But honestly, that just feels like they're fixing problems that shouldn't have been there in the first place. And the 256GB storage? Come on, AAA games are huge these days, so you're gonna need expensive micro SD cards anyway. Nintendo's clearly banking on that. Also, they're really pushing their online subscription service hard. That new C button for chat and the emphasis on co-op games basically force you into paying monthly fees. Features that are totally free elsewhere, like voice chat or backwards compatibility, are now locked behind a paywall. It's like Nintendo took notes from Xbox and PlayStation's worst habits, but somehow made it even stingier. Then there's the prices. Nintendo's now charging $80 for digital games and up to $90 for physical ones. Like, seriously? That's way higher than the standard $70 we've all begrudgingly accepted. Even their cheaper games start at $70, which, let's be real, still isn't cheap. And the new physical games are just downloads disguised as cartridges. So no resale value, no offline play. Just feels kinda messed up, And who suffers most? Regular folks and families, Nintendo's main customers. Imagine dropping $450 on a console, then another $80 per game. That's pretty rough, especially these days. Nintendo's family-friendly reputation feels a bit hollow now, doesn't it? So basically, this isn't just Nintendo launching a new console. It's more like they're testing how far they can push before we say, enough enough is enough. If we let this slide, what's stopping $100 games or consoles that literally force subscription services on us next? Anyway, what do you think? Would you still buy the Switch 2, knowing all this? All right, so this is getting pretty ridiculous. Like, imagine upgrading from a PS4 to a PS5 and Sony charging you extra to get better graphics and frame rates on every single game you already own. Or picture this. Say you upgraded your GPU from an RTX 3060 to a beastly 4090, but Nvidia's like, hey, want ray tracing and 4K now? Pay us more money first. Like, that's exactly what's happening with Nintendo's new Switch 2. They're literally planning paid upgrades for some Switch games to unlock stuff like better graphics, higher frame rates, and new features. Zelda, Kirby, Metroid Prime 4, all gonna have these Switch 2 editions. Sure, Nintendo said a few updates, like Breath of the Wild, will be free for people who already pay for their fancy Switch Online expansion pack. But everyone else? Well, you're paying again for a game you already own. I mean, it's cool that Kirby's getting some extra story content, and Metroid Prime 4 is gonna have mouse support and different graphic modes, 4K 60 FPS, but why isn't this stuff just part of the game if you already bought it? Like, this just feels like a sneaky move to squeeze every last penny out of fans who've already supported Nintendo for years. And yeah, Nintendo's offering some free updates too, like Super Mario Odyssey and Pokemon Scarlet. But let's be real, the big, exciting stuff, like HDR, full graphical upgrades, new storylines, is hidden behind a paywall. Imagine buying Tears of the Kingdom twice, just to enjoy it at 60 frames per second and slightly nicer graphics. This feels way too similar to the whole next-gen upgrade thing we saw with PlayStation and Xbox, but Nintendo's taking it even further, turning standard improvements into premium features. So, I don't know. Doesn't this kind of set a scary precedent? Like, what's next? Paying for patches? Or having to upgrade your games every time a slightly better console drops? Honestly, seeing the Switch 2 revealed just made me want to ditch Nintendo altogether and pick up a PlayStation Portal. Like, seriously, did you guys catch that Elden Ring and Hogwarts Legacy footage running on Switch 2? It genuinely made me wonder, why do these games look so rough? I swear, even my laptop, which literally doesn't even have a dedicated GPU, can handle these games better. It's kinda embarrassing at this point. But then I started thinking about the PS Portal, and the idea got way more appealing. Like, imagine having instant access to the 500 plus PlayStation games I already own, right there, ready to stream whenever I want. Sure, it's streaming, either straight from my PS5 or through PS Plus, but lately, so many games don't even require a console nearby anyway. And honestly, PlayStation's Remote Play is way better than most people realize. I tested it on my phone and laptop, and it was surprisingly good. Not flawless, sure, but if you've got decent internet, it looks super crisp, almost native. It's certainly miles better than Nintendo's overpriced, watered-down ports they're charging $80 to $90 for. Plus, and this is the kicker, the PS Portal actually improves Remote Play significantly. The experience is just smoother, cleaner, and feels way closer to gaming directly on a PS5 compared to streaming through your phone or laptop. It's like Sony quietly nailed something Nintendo keeps fumbling with their half-baked attempts at portable gaming. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but suddenly, the PS Portal seems way more appealing than dealing with Nintendo's latest cash grab. What do you guys think? And sure, you could argue that you can take the Switch or Steam Deck and play anywhere without being tied to an internet connection. I can game at the airport, Starbucks, or even on flights. And to that, I say, good for you, man. But me, personally, if I'm leaving the house, it's because I have things to do. I'm not about to pull out a gaming console from my purse or backpack at Starbucks while waiting for a friend or standing in line at a doctor's appointment. So for me, the PS Portal these days is way more appealing than the others. I can play in bed or just chill on the couch for a quick session, and I know I'd enjoy it more than having a Switch or Steam Deck. My only concern would be adjusting the screen brightness. And trust me, God of War, Ragnarok, and Spider-Man 2 look and run better than any native Steam Deck or ROG Ally port on low settings. I was super skeptical about the PS Portal before, but right now, there's nothing that makes more sense to me. I already have the games. The Portal costs around $200. It's a no-brainer for me, but that's that's just my opinion. Everyone's got their own needs. If you're getting a Nintendo Switch for the exclusives, like Mario games and Zelda, and you want to go camping with your handheld, hey, who am I to judge? But if you're buying the Switch 2 to play 2-year-old ports that run at 30 frames per second and 1080p resolution while you're at home, and you're paying $80 to $90 for those games, well, I think there are better options out there. Those are my 2 cents. I know some of you will totally agree with me, and others will disagree. So let's keep this conversation going in the comments section. Remember when most big games used to be $60? That was just a few years ago. Then prices crept up to $70. Now people are freaking out over the idea that Grand Theft Auto 6 might cost, wait for it, $100. So where did this come from? Everyone assumed if a $100 base game was going to happen, it would be with Grand Theft Auto 6. Analysts like Matthew Ball have been hinting for years that GTA 6 could be the game to break the $70 ceiling. He said some developers are hoping it launches at $80, $90, or even $100 to reset the value of AAA games. The idea is that if Rockstar sets a new baseline, everyone else will follow. But it turns out, Nintendo's already making moves. They've quietly started raising prices on their Switch 2 titles, with games like Mario Kart World and Kirby and the Forgotten Land launching at $80 or higher. Some physical versions are creeping toward $90. This isn't random. It's Nintendo seeing how far they can push it before players push back. Well, Matthew Ball, the CEO of Apillion and a well-known gaming analyst, recently put out a report about the state of gaming in 2025. And near the end, he mentions that some game developers are hoping GTA 6 could break the $70 ceiling and maybe hit $80 or even $100. His logic? Game budgets are higher than ever, but the actual prices we pay have been pretty flat for decades. So, in theory, a $100 price tag would help catch up with all those rising costs. But here's the thing. Ball wasn't saying GTA 6 will cost $100, just that some people in the industry hope it could. But even that tiny hint blew up on social media. Everyone's debating if it's possible, if it makes sense, or if it's just pure greed. According to Matt Piscatella from Circana, yeah, anything's technically possible, especially for a game as hyped as GTA 6. But is $100 reasonable? Not really. He said something like, you want as many people as possible to buy your game, so why price it so high you scare them off? It just doesn't make sense. Another expert, Joost van Dronen from NYU, agrees it'd be a bad move. He basically says, look, GTA 5 worked so well because of its smart pricing, launching at a regular price, and then reselling the game to people when they upgraded to newer consoles. Why mess with a strategy that's printing money? But here's the catch. Even though most analysts agree that the base game probably won't hit $100, publishers are already charging $100 or more for special editions. You know, collector's editions, or early access versions. Publishers like WB Games, Xbox, EA, and Ubisoft are already doing it. Basically, if you want to play a game a few days early or get some digital extras, you're paying that premium. Reese Elliott from Media puts it like this. Charging $100 for a basic game would be a bridge too far. Sure, people would still buy GTA 6 at that price. It's freaking GTA 6, after all. But it would seriously piss off a lot of players. And since Rockstar makes most of its money from GTA Online anyway, it would be a dumb move to risk losing players at launch. Speaking of GTA Online, that's the real moneymaker. Analysts are saying the same model from GTA 5 will probably carry over to GTA 6. James McWhirter from Omdia pointed out that GTA Online was what kept GTA 5 relevant for so long, and that's not going to change. He figures Rockstar will launch GTA Online separately, or maybe bundle some online perks with the single-player game to get more people hooked. And look, Rockstar's already been experimenting with stuff like GTA Plus, a subscription service. Some analysts think we might even see battle passes or other monetization tricks to squeeze more money out of players without jacking up the base price. But here's the bottom line. Analysts pretty much all agree that GTA 6 probably won't launch at $100. They'll likely stick to the $70 standard and just bank on selling a ton of copies. One analyst even predicted GTA 6 could sell around 38 million copies in its first year, raking in about $2.7 billion.
With enhanced graphics and seamless world transition, you'll be immersed in the wizarding world like never before.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What exactly do you mean when you say enhanced graphics?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?